Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? I hope you guys are doing good today. I know it's the weekend, but I wanted to show you something. Okay? I'm going to show you um, why you sometimes don't need to use Slick Stick when you think you might. And for some reason, this is not giving me the ability to pin this, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. When you come on, say hello. Let me know that you're here. Let me clean my glasses off. I can't see. My name is Michaela. I am in Middleburg, Florida. I am the owner and operator of Paint Fixation. Hi, Jason. Okay, so if you are in the Jacksonville, Orange Park, Middleburg area, my cat just came in. You know that I have a premier location at Antiques for You on Blanding Boulevard. So any of the products that you see today, if you're local, you can grab them there, or you can go on my website, which is in the comments. Okay, so let me tell you guys something. I have this dresser, and at first glance, this dresser needs Slick Stick. Okay, I'm going to pull you back a little bit and let you see. Let me pull the comments away just for a second. You see how shiny it is? Look how shiny that is. Woo, it's so shiny. Okay, but guess what? This piece is wood. Okay, it's not the most highest quality piece of furniture. It's not dovetailed, but it is wood. Okay, and I think a lot of people forget that if you are using Slick Stick on wood, it's not always necessary. Now, sometimes it is. If the piece is just really clean and you want to use the Slick Stick on a shiny surface, you can do that. But I'm going to show you why White Lightning is the way to go most of the time. Hi, Diana. So White Lightning is the cleaner from Dixie Belle. Okay, it's a granular cleaner like this. Very, very economical. This is less than $6. It's 2 tablespoons to a gallon of water. I use these 32-ounce containers. I think they're 32-ounce containers. Let me see. These are 32-ounce containers up to the neck, okay? So I believe it's a teaspoon that you put in here. You can do the math. I'm pretty sure it's a teaspoon. You can use a little bit more if you want to make it stronger, but you don't have to. So I'm going to show you. I have already cleaned this half of this dresser, and I'm going to show you the difference. I want y'all to look. I'm going to pull the comments away so I can see what you're seeing. Do you see that? Okay. So this is what it looks like when I brought it home. Do you see that shine there? It's beautiful shine. This is after this part up here. This is after cleaning it with White Lightning with a scrubby and rinsing. And this is with a very light scuff. And when I say light, I mean I barely touched the surface. This now has grip on it to grab the paint. This is slick, but this is perfect condition for paint. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I did it. Oops, I don't want to lose you there. Especially if you use thin coats of paint. And I believe I mentioned this in my last video about if you use thin coats, one, you're going to have better adhesion. Two, you're going to have way fewer brush strokes. Three, you're going to use less paint. Also, Slick Stick costs more than paint, okay? It's like $3 more per container for the same size paint. So for me, if I can use something that's going to cost me pennies and clean this dresser. Now, if you don't want to clean it and you want to paint it with Slick Stick, you can. But remember, if you use Slick Stick, you've got to put a coat of paint on. You got to put a coat on there, wait 2 hours for it to dry. And then you're going to put another coat on there and wait 12 hours overnight. So depending on your nights, like when you go to bed, I would say 12 hours average. Before you can put a coat of paint on there. Now, if you're like me and you get up in the morning, you're like, I want to paint a piece of furniture, but I'm not going to be able to paint it today. So it's not only more economical to know when to use a certain product, it just saves you time. Okay, so it saves you time, it saves you money. Now, if this piece had plastic fronts on there, some pieces have plastic parts to them, and you'll know that when you clean them and give them a light scuff, you'll be able to tell. Okay, now I am going to be painting this in red, a form of red, muscadine wine, barn red, rustic red. I'm not real sure yet on the color, so I'm not going to worry about Boss. Okay, but it also has a pretty thick sealer on this stained surface. Even with a scuffed sand over here, I have not broke that surface, okay? So if you're using a very high grit sandpaper and you scuff sand it, and I'm going to show you what I mean by a scuff sand. We are not going to be rubbing it and getting scratch marks in it or anything. We're just going to give it a little bit of tooth for the for the paint to stick to. Okay, but if I were to over sand this and get to the stain part of this or the wood that might have tannins in it, and I was going to paint it, say, fluff or sawmill gravy, drop cloth, any of those, then I might consider Boss. Okay, I won't say never going to use Slick Stick and Boss on the same piece. A situation where you would use both is if you had some plastic parts and some wood parts that were going to bleed. In that case, you would use both. So sometimes we say you're never going to have to use the two of them together. And what by that, I mean, you're never going to have to layer the two. So you're either going to have a slick plastic glass laminate tile surface that's going to need Slick Stick, a non-porous surface, or you're going to have a wood surface that needs to be cleaned well, that may need Slick Stick if you're going to have bleed through depending on your color. That would be Boss. Did I say Slick Stick? I meant Boss. So let me show you how I clean this. I always wear a glove because it is a chemical. Usually I put 2 on, but I'm not going to need 2. I don't think. I'm going to try and be careful. So prep is clean, 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 rinse, rinse, rinse. Okay? So for those of you that just popped on, let me show you what we're working on here. This is my shiny top over here. And this is my top that has been cleaned with White Lightning and scuff sanded. And I'm going to show you after I do this side what it looks like after the White Lightning. Okay? Because White Lightning is a deglosser. Okay? It is going to add tooth to your piece. I promise. Okay? I'm going to put my White Lightning on here. Okay, and this piece is not that dirty, so it's not always about cleaning your piece. Now, sometimes you'll get a piece, and this is a scrubby. I got this from the dollar store, and let me show you what not to get from the dollar store. Okay, so I had gotten these guys from the dollar store. They're called Scrub Buddies. There's a 10-pack. Get out of here. He poked his head through and then left. These guys were way too thin. In fact, I'm going to throw these away. They're too thin. They were leaving fragments on my piece. In fact, I'm going to toss them right now. But then I got these guys, and I don't know, did I keep the package? It came in a pack of 2. Let me see. I think I have it. I wanted to show y'all that. Here it is. Okay, so I got these from the dollar store, so I got 2 of them for 50 cents each. And you can cut them up if you want to and not use the whole thing. These are great. They're thick. They're stiff. They're awesome. So these help provide tooth also. Okay, so I'm going to just start rubbing it and getting all that White Lightning into my surface. I can already feel the difference, guys. When you use it, you're going to feel, as you scrub, like it slides, and then you're going to feel it start to have resistance, okay? And that is where your deglossing comes in, okay? It's deglossing the top and making it have more tooth for your paint to stick to, okay? And this will save you money because, I mean, if you're going to use, say you have to use an 8-ounce jar of Slick Stick, and then you're also going to have to paint it, it's way less economical than just cleaning it. And I think this also will provide you with the know-how to make sure you have proper prep, okay? Anytime you have your paint coming off, if your paint is chipping, if it's peeling, anything like that, it is not your sealer. Do not think that you're going to put 2 more coats of Gator Hide on it and it's going to stick. You could put a layer of concrete on there and it's not going to stick, okay? I promise. Prep is important, and it does not have your top coat does not have anything to do with how your paint adheres to your piece of furniture. Nothing, okay? Your sealer is to protect your paint from liquids, stains, is to provide a nice surface. I hear someone here. Let me show you this. Okay, this piece did not look dirty. Look at that. That's one cleaning. Okay, I'm gonna get me another paper towel. And now I'm gonna go over it with water. You want the white lightning to come off, because if you leave the white lightning on there, you could also have adhesion issues. Okay, any cleaner that you use, I don't care if someone tells you, oh, you can clean this and you don't need to wipe it off. Why take that risk? It takes like, a couple minutes to get it off. That's it. Be patient. I try and tell all my customers, patience, okay? Because that is where you get the highest quality finish on your furniture, is to have patience, to use the products according to the directions. If it says to wait overnight, don't rush it, okay? Work on something else while that one's drying. Now I'm going to show you all the difference. And for those of you who are just popping on, who did not see this before, look at the replay so that you can see the difference in this, okay? There's no movie magic here. I am not that smart. This is no editing going on here. Okay, so it's just, let it get dry. Actually, I missed a spot right here. So y'all are going to be able to see the difference right here, okay? So I'm going to bring you over, okay? Look, you see that little section right here that I missed? Okay, so this is just with white lightning, and I can feel the grip, okay? So this is white lightning by itself up here. This is a scuff sand. This I missed. This is going to have to be done again. Okay, so you see how shiny that is, and you can see how shiny this is. You can see my reflection in there. This is with white lightning. You guys would not have to, I'm not going to use slick stick on this piece. Okay, my husband and I picked this piece up. He thinks he's all smart, and he said, you're going to need to use slick stick on that. It's really shiny. It's like, no, I'm not. Okay, so I have a rad pad here from Surf Prep. Okay. This is very fine. They're very fine. I forget the actual number, but it's higher than 220. This is a light scuff. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm barely going to touch the surface, and I'm just going to pull it across. I'm not pushing down. Okay, I am just lightly moving it back and forth. And before I wipe it, I'll let y'all see it. Okay, because you can see the whiteness of it from the sealer that's on here, okay? And I'll even go over this little shiny part right here just to give you an idea of what it would look like. You could even, if you clean this place with water and a scuff sand, you could still use the Dixie Belle paint on here without having to use slick stick. Honestly, it adheres very good. Okay, so you see how this is white? You can see that? That's just the top coat coming off. And now I'm going to wipe that off. You want to make sure you get all your sand off. And I know that there are some people who have differing opinions about this, but I always clean before I sand. The way I look at it is, some people say you don't have to do it that way. You can do it either way. But if this piece had, this is just water, if this piece had oils in it, grease, something sticky like adhesive, and I went and sanded it first, what's going to happen? It's just going to push that dirt and push those oils into the surface of the wood, okay? And no one wants that. Because then you're gonna, then you're gonna be all done. You're gonna tell someone, I sanded it and I cleaned it, and look at it. This is not. It's not coming off. It's the paint. It's coming off, or it's separating. Sometimes, if you're painting something and your paint starts to separate, it looks oily. That's exactly what it is. It's oil. So you might clean it, sand it, or sand it and clean it, and so you're sanding the oils into the surface. Okay, I've had switched let me look at the comments. I had pushed them away and I forgot. Debbie's waiting for paint to dry. Well, thank you for joining me. Keep freezing. Oh, I'm freezing? Can everybody see me? I've got quite a few people in here. Thank you for sharing. And anybody else who thinks that this information might be good for someone that you know, please let them know by sprinkling this along the internet wire. That is really helpful to my business, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so now we've got this surface is clean and dry. I'll give you one little more peek. Okay, let me see. Let me move the comments again. I'm having a hard time seeing because my glasses. Okay, so now you see that? That is a perfectly prepped top ready for paint. Perfectly prepped, okay? And I will do that to the entire piece, okay? So some people say, well, I would rather just throw some slick stick on it and it stick. Well, you can do that, but if you don't clean it before you put slick stick on there, you're still going to have adhesion issues, okay? Slick stick is not a miracle worker. At the very, very least, you need to clean your furniture, okay? You'll be so much happier if you do. You'll have so many less problems if you do. And your work will be quality, and it actually takes a shorter amount of time to prep when you clean well, because then you don't have to go backwards. And trust me, I'm only saying this because of experience. I can't tell you how many times I thought, I could just do this way and it'll be okay. And then so I tell you one way to really tell if you didn't prep right. So you've got your first coat on and you're going to put your second coat on. So you do a light sanding in between. A lot of people do, which I do with like a 220 or up grit. You go to lightly sand it and your paint goes whoop, and it comes off. And it makes that noise too. Whoop. So if that happens, then your prep was bad, and you're going to have to either sand it back until it's smooth or take all of it off and start over again. And nobody wants to do that, trust me. Okay, so and then for the rest of the prep, I am going to take these handles off. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do to them, but I've just started. What I will do to clean these is I'll just put them in a little bit of water with a little bit of the White Lightning, and I'll let them sit for a little bit. I'll just give them a little scrub, rinse them off, and they'll be ready to go for paint, okay? I also will not put slip stick on these. I know they're metal, they're slick, but the White Lightning deglosses your hardware beautifully. Now, there are certain hardwares that might not have the details that this one does that you might want to put slick stick on there, especially if it's going to be a heavily handled piece. But usually, if you clean them well and use a deglosser, then you can put your paint directly onto the hardware and you're good to go, okay? But I was prepping this piece and I saw the difference in this and I thought this is the perfect visual for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Also, I'm almost done with my piece I did the other day. Just give you a little peek at it. I just have to do a top coat, but I wanted to show you what I had done. I had this pulled out. So I ended up doing apricot or flamingo on the pull-out drawer. And this is what it turned out. So let me get down here and show y'all. So this one is done, okay? This one's done. All I have to do, okay, you see that? I love it. It turned out so pretty. So for this one, I am going to do a flat coat on top of the transfer. As you can see, I have a transfer on here. I will do a flat clear coat on top, and then I'll put my gator hide, okay, because I don't put gator hide directly on top of a stencil. They don't like it. They don't mind the flat, so I'll put flat, and then I'll put 2 coats of gator hide, and then I'll do my decorative wax, and I'll be done. But I just wanted to pop on here and give you guys this advice, save you some time, save you some money. And I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. I won't be back on this weekend. We have family here, and as some of y'all know from the other day, that my mother-in-law is not doing well, so we'll be going to see her tonight. And I will definitely be back Wednesday evening at 7, okay? If you're not already following me, follow my page, and you'll get notifications when I go live. Wednesdays at 7 are my commitment to you, and then I'll pop in and out during the rest of the week. But that's a day that I've committed to coming on here, talk to you guys, okay? So let me just check my comments really quick before I go out and come back in. It must not be going through. Okay. Sherry, since you're still on here, was it freezing for you, the video? I don't have any freezing issues going on here. I hope that it went through. I did, Jackie, I can't believe you saw that. That's so funny. So what I did, okay, no freezing. Oh, good. Okay, so what I did was I got my tweezers and I just pulled a few little pieces off there. It's not perfect. If anybody were to like really look at it, like it doesn't match that side over there, but at least it's not completely blank. So I was able to save a few little pieces of the flowers and stick them on there. Not perfect, but you know, just look at it quickly, no problem. But okay, so Sherry says that I wasn't freezing, so I'm thinking it might be on the other end of the video. And I hope not. I hope that everybody's able to see it. But anyway, try and catch it on the replay if you're coming in late. And again, you guys have a wonderful night and a great Sunday. God bless.